Right, I'm just doing another box using this Pringle jig. Call it a Pringle jig anyway. And I'll show you what I've done here. I have loaded it up because the point is that though this has got a diameter of 75 millimeters, your pieces of wood that you stick in there don't have to be 75 millimeters long. There can be any length up to that. If you put two in, like I have here, I'll put two 37.5. Well, I put two 40s in, turned it down to that diameter, and then turned that cove into it. Now I've got two, which when these ends are turned round will fit together in our Pringle way. And what I'm going to do next is drill down into this everything but the last 5 millimeters. It's very easy to chuck up as well. So these are really simple. Once you've got the chuck idea in your head, these are this jig, once you figure out the jig, which is really easy, it's easy to chuck these up because they're square, so you can just stick it in your chuck that way. Drill a hole into it. In this case I'm going to leave 5 millimeters. Then I've got a length of oak dowel. I've got a few of these sort of the roadside. What I'm going to do with that is make a tube. Right, when those are drilled, by the way, right, I've got to chuck them up, turn most of it round to 40 millimeter diameter, drill it to 35 millimeter diameter, then make a tube out of this, which will be like 50 millimeters long tube. Glue it into one half, and then the other half will go on top, and it will make a nice sine wave around that thing. And I can also, before I put the tube in, I'll make a mandrel that I can stick that on and just turn that last bit where it's inside the chuck, that last half an inch, 12 millimeters, whatever that length is. I can turn that round, and I've got a nice little capsule box then, and I can, in these ones I can store some little stellated shapes, or you know, something. I was thinking of making a streptohedron with a ball bearing inside it so that it rolls better. So lots of possibilities. Oh, the other thing is, if you just want to make, you could make a load of these Pringles. So I could make one of these, round the end off, get it the right length, so that when I'm making the Pringle, it's at the right position to do the Pringle. So that's a possibility as well. And then I could make a stack of Pringles of different types of woods, like red and white woods, alternate them and get a box with sine waves going up and down it. Another, oops, I've lost that somewhere down there. I'll find it in a minute. You could put pieces in. Going with the tube idea, you could make a base, however big you want it. You could make, it doesn't have to be this size, it could be anything up to that 75 millimeter lesser Pringle. Make a base, make a tube however long you want, and make sections any length you want, and then stack them on the tube, so the tube's providing support, and then it's also providing a way of putting the lid on. So the last one would be a lid, the first one would be a base, and then you could have any number. You could make it as long as you wanted, really, like a long capsule box. So there's a lot of ways, just thinking about the ways that you can put wood into this. There's a lot of ways that this can be used to create a variety of different things. So I'll chuck these up, drill them, and then I'll come back. Well, here's how that turned out. A lovely little capsule box with the sine wave running around it. It reminded me of a Yin Yang, so I thought I'd texture it, so it's just got like a randomishy, straight, almost straight texture, like a tree bark, I suppose, radially out on the top and the bottom. Don't know how well you can see that. Sometimes shows up, the white doesn't show up very well. It shows, no, the black doesn't show up in photos. Anyway, I think the white's the top and the black is the bottom. So the wall thickness on this is just 2 millimeters, because I didn't want it to be too small a hole on this part and on the outside part of that, and the tube is just inserted into that black part, the bottom. So there we go, it fits together. And that reminded me of a year ago seeing an Alan Stratton video where he creates like plumbing fittings out of spheres, which is something that I love doing. So I realised that it'd be easy to turn these curves, these matching curves where you've got that Pringle curve, into the ends of those and use these. I'd make them smaller than this, like 25 millimeters in diameter, and create little geodesic shapes or little constructible things that fit together. So I will have a go at that. Alright, so that was the results. Thanks for watching.